today I will be trying a restoration on some Lego bricks. That is removing Sharpie or permanent marker from your Lego pieces. And I'm going to see if we can do this without affecting the fine printing on this particular figure's robe torso piece. And what I'm going to be using to do that is different forms of alcohol. Here we have isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and I also saw online that people were saying that an alcohol-based deodorant spray actually works better than the rubbing alcohol. We'll see how this works. So I'm just going to take a little Q-tip here, and we're going to start with the 91% alcohol. As you can see, it lifted a good amount off that leg. And this is going to take a bit of patience. Well, after just a couple minutes of work, it is almost all the way off, but it is leaving a very faint dark film on the Lego brick. It's almost like it's a dark red instead of the proper bright red. So I'm going to keep working with that leg. Now on this other leg I'm going to try the deodorant spray. Well, the spray is maybe more convenient to get down into these small holes, but it did not seem to clean any better. I am going to get a small cup and I'm going to soak these in alcohol while I work on the other pieces. The 91% isopropyl alcohol is definitely leaving the plastic slightly cleaner, so I'm just going to finish up this restoration with that. That turned out quite well. Has just an ever so slightly darker hue than the unmarkered piece, but the printing has not been affected at all by the alcohol, so that's good news. We'll continue on. The helmet cleaned up quite well. I really don't see any discoloration. I'm going to let this torso piece soak in the alcohol as well and see how it affects the printing. There you can see the blue ink coming off. There we are, all clean. So that was very easy. And as you can see from the water, that purplish hue, that's that permanent marker ink still coming out of those pieces that we had already cleaned. It's still ever so slightly a darker shade than the original, and so I'm going to let that soak a bit longer. So I changed out the alcohol, and these parts have been soaking in here for an hour and I don't see any discoloration in the alcohol, so I'm going to say they're as good as they're going to get. So here I have the figure all put back together. Now the soak in the isopropyl alcohol for an hour did get the color correctly, but it also did fade the printing of his robe. So you're just going to have to weigh that when you're doing this with printed parts. You may just want to stop after wiping it. But in any case, it turned out pretty well compared to how it was. So especially on a simple brick like this with no printing, you could definitely, I would say, soak those and get a really good result. So there you have it, removing Sharpie from Lego minifigures.